going right. They're all going right. There's no more, and it's so interesting. Why is everyone going to the right? It makes no sense. Like 9 out of 10 times people are making a right and they're so backed up and they can't fit, and so one person has to back up and then everyone else backs up. The one person made a left. That person is smart. That person isn't a sheep. Oh, and are they gonna turn back? Hit reverse. There's no more spots, dude. You're too late. That was the lamest fucking fireworks show I've probably ever seen, ever. You can learn a lot about a town, a city, by their fireworks show, and shows you what budget they put in for it and how much they care about putting money into a one-night event for the people of their little town. And this shit was not even a half hour, and the fireworks were small. They were small, poquito. Like, it reminds you of him. When I was in Boise last year, that show was like a solid hour, and those fireworks were fucking huge. Those fireworks were grand and very impressive. And they had a drone show, I believe, before, and they had this insane, like, 5-minute long grand finale. It was the most insane fireworks show I've ever seen. And this one that I just saw was so fucking lame. I've been trying to figure out how I'm going to continue editing this video, on how to close out this video. I came to this realization quickly when I moved here, and it's only grown more and more and more since continuing to live here, and that is I hate Tucson. I hate living here in Tucson. I've lived here. I hate this place so much. I just do. You know, you feel an energy for different places. You feel an energy of like the city and of like the people, and let's say LA versus San Diego versus Portland versus Boise versus Denver versus Salt Lake City versus Minneapolis versus Omaha versus New York versus DC versus Charleston. I've been to all these different cities. I've visited all these places. And if you're a traveler, you know what, if you've ever been to two different cities, you know what it's like to feel the energy of one city versus another. And I just feel so pent up and anxious and on edge and angry when I'm here in Tucson. Like when I was driving to San Diego and I went over this mountain range and I felt the moisture in the air and it became 20 degrees cooler within a matter of 2 miles. I just felt this rush of like calm and of like peace. And especially when I was in San Diego, I just felt so relaxed when I was there. On my drive back here, as soon as I felt that heat, I just felt like a tightness. And especially when I started entering the city limits of Tucson, I just felt like this angst and I felt like this stress and I felt like this pressure. And I don't feel that, surprisingly, when I'm in Phoenix. When I'm in Phoenix, it feels way more relaxed than it is here. So it's not an Arizona issue. It's just a Tucson specific issue. I would have just really weird, awkward encounters with people whenever I go out in public. I only limit myself to the grocery store, aka Whole Foods, the bookstore right next to it, and the gym, and work, and home, and that's it. Like, I don't go out to eat anymore. I don't really shop anymore. And it breaks my heart because I feel so inactive in the community. And I feel like I'm just living here and just existing here, and I hate that. I also feel like I'm about to die every time I get in my car and even like go down the street. I am so terrified of driving here. This is just the worst place ever, I will tell you about drivers. And I just fucking hate this place. I just fucking hate it here. When I was in Boise, everything was clean. It was a really clean city. And the people were really nice. They still are. People there drove with courtesy. And the place wasn't ghetto as fuck. Like, I drive around Tucson. Like, there's like liquor stores everywhere. There's 24/7 smoke shops. There's like car title loan, whatever the fuck those things are. It's just so this place is just so trashed. And it like literally is. There's trash everywhere. This place is so fucking ghetto. It's like when I was moving to the desert from Idaho, I was so excited. I thought I was getting like a Palm Springs. I thought I was going back to like Palm Springs, Palm Desert, where I grew up. But yeah, mind you, that place is full of golf courses. That is where Coachella is, and that is where you see like Rolls Royces and Bentleys on the road, and that's like a normal occurrence. And that's partly where I grew up for a good amount of time. And here, like, you see cars on the road, and they've clearly been in an accident. Like, they've clearly, like, they're missing some of their car. And they're still on the road, and it just, like, takes you back, and you're just like, what the fuck is that thing how is that thing still driving is what I want to know. And it just was a shock to me. It really was. I get it. Look, this place is not a very socioeconomically strong place. And that's fine. I've lived in many places where I have had moments of plenty, like I was in Palm Springs, and moments of not plenty, and actually personally not having enough money, or my parents not having enough money for lunch money for me. And there were some days where I did have to skip lunch. But you don't have to be a fucking asshole. You don't have to be rude, or you don't have to be so awkward. It's like these people are like, it's like they've never had a social interaction with someone like happy in their life. Like these people here, they don't fucking smile here in Tucson. On top of everything, like I don't go outside anymore. It's so hot. It is so hot. Like for me before, like 80 degrees was hot. Like I remember it was like April, May, it was like 80 degrees. I was like, like it was hot. It was really hot. And the average here is like over 100 degrees. The low is like 85. Like right before the sun comes up, and like the coldest part of the day is 85 degrees. The hottest part of the day, which is probably right now, is 110, 113 degrees. Now, for some reason, I was fine with this heat when I was in Palm Springs. Mind you, this was when I was from ages 8 till 14, because I grew up in it. I was a kid. I was used to the heat. Then I went to a place where there was a lot of cold, aka the Midwest, and Idaho. I had the past 7-8 years of winters and snow and 20 degrees and snow, and that sucked. And I was like tired of that. I was like, okay, I want to go somewhere nice and warm. I want to thaw out. And a thaw out I did, because I actually have a heat illness right now. You haven't seen a video from me in a bit because I got sick from being too hot. It is so hot, like it's put my immune system, it's put my whole body out of whack. And maybe you can like hear it in my voice. I was talking to a friend the other day, and he said what good is it for anyone? What good is it for yourself if you just live in a place where all you do is you just wake up and you go to work and you just go home? No one wants to live like that. No one wants to live in that. And I used to be pretty active. I used to do I felt like I tried to be really active in the community here in Tucson, and just all of these interactions of like most people, like 95% of people just really rubbed me the wrong way, and just like really like left me taken back. Like I'm talking about like everyone. It doesn't matter what kind of person they were, like all these different people. And it just has led me to hold myself up here in this 1,000 square foot apartment by myself and just meditate and just do very simple things with my life. And I'm bored. I'm very bored. I'm very bored, and I'm very lonely. I'm very, very, very lonely. I remember the other day I talked about moving to Hawaii, or there's a job with the National Guard that I applied for, and I pray to God every night to make that happen, because that's really the only place where I'll be happy. Sure, you can move me to San Diego. Sure, you can move me to LA. Sure, you can move me to Portland. Sure, you can move me to anywhere else on the West Coast, because that's the only place where I could otherwise be happy. But I still wouldn't be as happy. I still wouldn't be as happy as I would be in like Hawaii. Just because it's a place where my heart's calling me to next. This is probably the last time I'll talk about how much I kid you not, I angrily really fucking hate Tucson. I really fucking do. I really do. But this is the last time you're going to hear me say it. And I only want to say it, and I only want to say it once. I just don't want it to be a continuous thing, because it really eats me up inside. It really does, and it really makes me uncomfortable. Do I wish that I stayed in Boise and endured another winter? You know, I feel like I would have been fine. But how would I have known what Tucson was like if I never got here? It probably could have been a missed opportunity, or even doing some things here and there in Phoenix, or being with my grandmother, or even like being in Sedona, or having a 6-hour access to one of my favorite places in the world where I grew up, which is San Diego. And if I stayed in Boise, everything would have been the same. And maybe there's a reason why I'm here, is to experience this hatred of a place, because maybe it'll make Hawaii even that much better. Maybe I'll appreciate living there even more. With that being said, it's July. It's mid-July. I'm going to try and do some things alone, but still give some vlog content, or try and do something. Maybe go clothes shopping, show some style. Maybe, I don't know. I really, really, really want to do something with this YouTube channel. I've been making videos since 2016. I've been a YouTuber longer than most people have. But who cares about what I put out? Who cares about the videos I put out? I don't do quick bite-sized things. I don't do sensationalism. I do very slow videos like this. I've been talking for 15 minutes almost. Like, who cares about this? But I do. I care about this. Hey, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. But I suppose since I have a lot of free time, there is something that I can do. Something that I have been working on my editing skills so I can make this documentary. And it's just been held back and back and held 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 back. Maybe I just need to do it. And this will probably just be a very simple version, a 40-minute, hour version of something that could be easily a whole series of videos. The reason why I'm so persistent on my videos and my uploads is because I understand how much of a unique life I've had, and I just really want to document it. And I know even like 5 people care about this. And maybe after I die, 50 people will care about this, or 500 people will care about this, or 500 million people will care about this and care about what I have to say. And maybe all the sensational YouTubers in the world and all these other shallow video creators are gonna be forgotten. But I want to have my moments. I want to have my little sweet taste moments of recognition. Of course, the next video I make is going to be the first minute of Project Delta.